Still getting some notes. So yeah. Okay. And since that's the last part, we give it to the tea pets. Okay, we're up for a couple of more brews. Okay, brewing. So I'm on a low pour because I'm conserving temperature. Okay. Apparently, it still has some heat in it, so it's okay. Okay, just meditating a bit. So if you count the number of meditation every time you wait for the tea to brew, and you'll find yourself meditating for almost 1 hour and a half, almost an hour, to say the least. So that's a really big thing, to clear your mind for 1 hour. It really helps to have a clear mind. Okay, had a little bit trouble there. Uh-huh. Okay, sometimes the lid slips and your aperture or the gap between the lid and the gaiwan closes up, so you need to readjust. Or sometimes it's too open. So that's one way of controlling the flow of water as well, is the aperture or the gap between the lid and the opening between the lid and the gaiwan. So that would signify how the how the water would go if the water flows freely or too soon or too late. That's one of the things that you would consider. um, Trying to get a sense of the flavor. Okay, so we still have that leaf. Just putting it in. It's kind of stubborn leaf, won't go inside. But I think we're on our last leg of our tea brewing session. Practicing pouring is also a skill, because if you're not mindful and focused, so you might over pour on the teacup, and that is very rude. It's very disrespectful to over pour on one teacup. It has to be the right amount of tea inside the teacup. That's because you have to leave room for the guest or the person drinking with you to be able to hold the tea. Remember, the tea is very hot, so you have to be mindful of the amount of tea that you're pouring. So that's where the skill also comes in. Um, Basically, if you look at it this way, mindfulness is the main skill in brewing the tea. The awareness that the practice of awareness that allows the individual to be able to focus is the main skill that you are able to acquire by performing Chinese tea ritual ceremonies. Okay, So we had some. One thing that you should remember as well is being mindful of yourself as a host and your guest, and vice versa. So both the host and the guest who are drinking tea are mindful of each other and see each other with mutual respect and treat each other with mutual respect. That's why there are certain gestures like the open hand when inviting the guest and telling them it's time to drink their tea, or rotating the gaiwan clockwise to welcome the guest. That's mindfulness. Or the guest tapping on the table, thanking the uh, host for serving them tea, that they enjoyed the tea. Now, there are levels of seniority to that. Tapping with one finger is for a junior. Tapping with two fingers are for, let's say, same age or peers. Okay. And then tapping with your knuckles, forming a fist, is for respect, showing respect for the elderly. If the host is older than you, that's the gesture for guests. I just want to put it in there, just so you know. Something to talk about since we're drinking tea right here. Okay, so I've noticed that the tea color is now lighter. So it means, okay, that's one style of pouring, wherein you pour straight on all of the cups and try to equally distribute every last drop of the tea, so that the drops of tea has the flavor in it. Okay, just checking on the tea leaves. So if you notice the way I pour the tea on the teapots, it's done clockwise and not counterclockwise.